Hi, welcome to the Vaguely Anime Podcast. I am one of the hosts this evening, Michael, and I gotta stop saying this evening. I keep thinking that every time. And I'm joined by other host, Sage.
Yeah, that's me.
Because,
why do you need to...
Because it comes out at 12 in the afternoon. It comes out at noon.
I guess that's fair, but isn't it like a automatic thing?
Well, because we're recording it.
I know, that's what I mean.
In the evening. But like that's why every time I'm like, I gotta stop saying it. It doesn't come out at
Maybe just say, hi, I'm one of the hosts. Don't even say this evening.
I know.
Or this afternoon.
It's just like part of the role now.
I guess
you know?
that's fair. That's
so like
fair.
I'm just like, all right, well if I just change it instead of getting rid of it. Anyway.
I feel like changing it will be even harder.
Possibly. Who knows? Anyway. Welcome to Cultured Corner. But the culture, again, is not of the spicy variety.
I don't know. I feel like The Boys has some spiciness in it.
Yeah, but it's not like culture with all the different spellings in the title, where all the different like umlauts and shit, so it gets passed.
I guess that's fair.
You know, it's just regular culture.
I don't know. Some wild cultured things do happen.
That is true. Herogasm's pretty big.
Yeah.
But, you know.
Even like pre-Herogasm, I think this is in season 1 where...
Hey, spoilers for The Boys.
Yeah, spoilers for The Boys.
We are going to just walk through, because I haven't watched it since basically each season came out.
Yeah.
So Sage is going to run through it real quick to give me a quick refresher, and then we're going to talk about The Boys.
Yeah. So basically, like, The Boys opens on, like, 2 robbers, street robbers. I think they're robbing a bank. And that's where we first see Homelander and Maeve. Mm-hmm. And these 2 like teenage boys are like taking pics or like Snapchats or something. And then after Homelander and Maeve have stopped the robbers, they're taking pictures with like the crowd. And it's like, oh, look, superheroes are so great and awesome. Woohoo! And then it cuts to Huey, who is the main character essentially.
My boy. Love me, Jack Quaid.
So it cuts to Huey and it shows him in his relatively mundane Radio Shack-esque job. And then we meet his girlfriend and they're talking about moving in together and it's really cute and wholesome. And then without any warning, she gets like disintegrated.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah. I feel like that's a very that's a good way to like in the first 5 minutes be like, this is gonna be the whole show.
Yeah. He's just holding her arms.
Yeah, just the hands. Mm-hmm. 'Cause A-Train, another superhero, just right through her.
Yep. Remember that.
Yeah. So Huey is properly traumatized. I think as one would be.
Yep.
And then Vought, which is essentially, imagine like Disney, but if they had actual superheroes as well.
Yeah, I remember that stuff.
Right. But I'm also saying for the audience.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I was like, I remember the basics.
This is like the most base stuff I'm just saying, and then I'll like make it more quick.
Right.
So Vought tries to be like, hey, so your girlfriend got disintegrated. How about $45,000? Which, by the way, in this economy, is basically nothing.
I mean, yeah, but I also wouldn't say no to $45,000.
If your significant other that you were about to move in with got disintegrated,
I got to pay for their funeral.
I guess, but then it's also plus an NDA, so you can't talk about.
Oh, right.
Yeah, they're like, we'll give you this money, but you can never talk about the fact.
I did forget about that part.
That we killed your girlfriend by accident.
Yeah, I did forget
right,
about
so
that part.
Huey's going back and forth, and then we meet Billy Butcher.
Yep.
And he's like, hey, I'm with the feds, and I'm here to help you.
My boy Carl Urban.
Which I think is so funny because I remember watching that, and I was like, there's no way this man is with the feds. It's just, there's no way.
What do you mean? Mr. Stylish himself? Trench coats and a beard? You don't look at that man and go, that's professional.
Yeah, he works with the government for surezies.
Yeah.
No. But anyway, so they have some time together. They're trying to find A-Train, get some dirt on him, whatever. And and then we meet Starlight as well in the first episode, who is another, I would say, main character.
My girl.
And it's just like her being very optimistic and like auditioning for Vought to be part of the Seven, which is their like star squad of superheroes.
Yeah.
And she's just cute as a button.
Sure is.
And then she gets it,
She isn't.
and then the poor thing with the deep,
Yep.
disgusting,
Uh-huh.
horrible.
Yep.
But anyway, so that's basically episode 1. And then throughout the first season, it's primarily like, okay, how can we get A-Train in hot shit?
Yeah.
But in trying to do that, because Huey's trying to like bug their office, and then Translucent's like, who's another superhero who makes himself invisible.
Sure does.
Sees
Boy, I
what-
forgot about Translucent.
Yeah, so he sees like what Huey's doing. So he follows him to his workplace.
Yep.
And he's like, hey man, what the fuck? And then they electrocute him. So they're like, oh, phew, Billy and Huey.
Yep.
And they're like, oh, phew, we killed him. But what were we supposed to do with his body? And then the banging of the
Yep.
car trunk.
Yep.
And they're like, well, we got to do something. So, and
The
then
bomb.
I think that's when we meet Frenchie.
Love Frenchie.
Love Frenchie.
Mother's
Which
Milk.
is Frenchie's, he's just like a science and weapons expert. Like,
I'd say
if you could like
weapons and
equate
chemist.
it to something like that.
Yeah, like a chemist and a weapons expert.
Okay. And we meet Mother's Milk as well, who's like more logical thinking.
He's like, in a way, the moral center.
Yeah.
If there was one. I mean, Huey's kind of also, but like Mother's Milk is like in the world and trying to keep.
I feel like Huey, I wouldn't only say he's not the moral center because unlike Mother's Milk, Huey's still really young
Yeah.
and like easily influenced.
Right.
Like he has a line that he won't cross.
Yeah, like Mother's Milk is the second in command.
Yeah.
Like, so
Yeah.
he's just the one that keeps everyone in. He tries to reel Butcher in.
Yeah. So he's not going like so crazy.
Yeah.
And outlandish with his plans. So they're trying to figure out, how can we kill this man if we can't get through his skin because it's impenetrable? And they put a bomb up his butt.
Sure does.
Yeah. And then Huey explodes him.
Yep. I remember that.
Yeah.
Yep. I
Yep.
forgot his skin was impenetrable. I didn't remember why they put it up his butt.
Yeah, because Frenchie was trying to figure out, because they were trying like all sorts of different stuff, like to try to cut through him.
Yeah.
And it just wasn't working out. And Frenchie's watching like a nature documentary about turtles. He's like, same thing.
Yeah.
the light bulb went off. But yeah, and so it's that problem primarily in season 1, and then you have Starlight like becoming very disillusioned with
Right,
the
yeah.
Seven and Vought, and like essentially being a hero.
Because she starts getting like sexified too with the costume.
Yeah,
and
so they
everything.
like sex up her costume, and I think this might be in season 2, but yeah, I think it is in season 2 where they're making like her show, because you know how like each one has like a movies and TV shows and stuff. So like her show is like Citizen Starlight, and it's like all the posters is like very sexy.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure that's in season 2. But then, so her and Huey start dating.
Sure do. Power couple.
Power couple. But no, it's just a great show. And then I think, we learn about Becca a little bit in season 1. But I think we get
Yeah.
more information in season 2 when Becca is Billy's wife.
Mm-hmm.
And we learn more, I think. There's a lot more meat with her in season 2 with the son.
Yeah, I think we learn. I think it's season 1 where we think Homelander does things, and then that we assume that he killed her after.
No, isn't it? Isn't the end of season 1? Homelander takes Billy to her like secret location house, and he meets the son.
I thought Homelander didn't know about that until later. I thought he doesn't learn about his son until
Season 2?
like the end of season 2, where the whole thing happens.
No, because season 2 is him trying to like get closer with the son, and he wants to like.
I thought that was season 3.
No, isn't season 3 where Soldier Boy comes in?
Yeah.
And
that was the same thing.
No, because here's how I know. Because season 2 is where we have Stormfront, and she tries to like get Homelander for them to be a power couple.
Nazi and Aryan.
Right. And because later in that season, he takes her to meet Ryan. And then they're trying to get Ryan out of there, the mom. Becca's trying to get Ryan out of there because she's terrified of Homelander, obviously.
Yeah.
But also, Stormfront is also trying to manipulate Ryan because he has the same powers as Homelander, but I don't know if he can fly.
He pushes him off a roof and it breaks his arm. I remember that.
Right.
So, it's like powers are manifesting slowly, isn't it? So, like, he doesn't have everything.
We've seen super strength
Eyes,
and laser eyes.
Yeah.
But I don't know that we've seen flight yet.
What's really funny about The Boys is that, like, it is such a glow up from the comics.
That's what I've heard.
The comics are disgusting.
I heard that the comics are a lot less cohesive, and it's just like gore and shock for gore and shock.
Like, oh god, what's the? I think it's Black Noir in the comics. Like, eats a baby.
Okay.
Like, just cause. Like, the comics are just like disgusting and not fun to read at all. Like, it's not even like that. It's like, oh, it's not fun, but like, you know, it's just like shock, whatever. Like, it's not. It's just not good. It's just not a good read.
Right.
Like, it's not worth it. But the show then is like, hey, but what if we take it and then make it fucking good?
Right.
You know? So.
Like, I feel like what I've heard about the comics is that, like, whatever themes what the themes that they're going for in the show are essentially missing in the comics. And they're not, like, building upon deeper themes than, like, surface level stuff. Because you know how, like, in the show, there's a lot of, like, I don't know, like, criticism about, like, social media and what is, like, presented versus, like, what's real kind of a thing.
Yeah.
And, like, the idolization of people. And things like that, where supposedly in the comics, like, none of that is present.
Right. Sorry, I'm just looking at pictures of Erin Moriarty, and her look is, like, weirdly all over the place in some of these pictures.
Wait, who?
Like, sometimes she looks
Starlight?
Yeah. Like, sometimes in some of these pictures, she does not look like the same person.
Oh, I agree. I feel like sometimes she looks really different.
Yeah.
I know that was not.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it is. Like, there's like a side by side here, and I mean, it's this is a fucking gossip mag, so I'm not taking it. But the side by side of like it, where it's like, did she have fucking plastic surgery or whatever? I don't give a fuck about that. But like, it's just the side by side in itself, where it is like, yeah, that pretty much sums up. Like, they do look very different. So then is season 2 the one with the whale?
Where they drive through it on
Yeah.
the boat. I'm trying to think. What were they on the boat for? Like, where were they going?
I don't remember.
I can't remember if that was season
Didn't
2.
you just watch this recently?
I did, but I also watched all of it in like a super short amount of time.
Because like season 3, I remember fairly well.
Right.
Obviously, it's the most recent one. Soldier Boy, great. Love Jensen Ackles. And boy, is he handsome.
He's very handsome.
Very handsome. Great Soldier Boy. And I like season 3 is incredible. I think everything about it's just like immaculate.
Yeah.
And then I know in season 3 the Deep comes back, fucks an octopus.
It is in season 2, by the way, the whale
Okay,
scene.
yeah. Season 2, the whale dies and he's all upset.
Yes.
Because it's you could break the show down by what happens with the Deep. He loses his whale, breaks him, fucks an octopus in season 3.
What when he's already so season 1 he's still part of the 7,
Yep.
and then season 2 he gets transferred to like Illinois or somewhere
because Starlight actually kicks him out or gets him kicked out because
Right.
Yeah.
because his press is now bad because she said it was him that assaulted her.
Yeah.
And so they're like, yeah, that looks really bad for us, so we're sending you elsewhere.
Yep.
Into a city with no crime.
Yep. And then he
and
gets indoctrinated into a cult.
yeah, so then he kind of like hits rock bottom. Oh, before the cult? The reason why he hits rock bottom is he like has a girl come over, and she assaults him
Oh yeah.
with his gills.
Yep.
And then
Forgot about that.
when he's getting indoctrinated into the cult, they have him have like shrooms or something similar, I would assume. Some kind of like psychedelic. And then he has a conversation and then a duet with his gills.
Yeah. Sure, to learn to accept them.
Yeah, to learn to accept them. Which I was just like, this was not on my bingo card. But then again, with the boys, I don't know
Boys bingo card.
I don't know what you would like put to be like, this is what I expect to happen in this show.
I will say, this is a total aside,
Yeah.
but I saw a meme like a month ago, or 2 months ago. This is how show you how much it's been broken because it still affects me. Is me and Kieran watched all of Bluey.
Okay.
Love Bluey.
Okay.
Bluey's incredible. And one of the characters, it's Bluey and Bingo, the two sisters.
Mm-hmm.
There was a fucking stupid meme that had to do with Family Guy.
Okay.
He walks into the house with a dingo, and it's freaking out. And he goes, I got a dingo. I named it Bingo. And then it just shittily pops a PNG of Bingo over it and starts playing the Bluey theme. And I don't know what it is, but that like altered my brain chemistry because now anytime I hear the word bingo, I think of that entire bit and then picture Bluey and then hear the theme song. And it's been like that. You'd be surprised how many times people say bingo in your life.
You poor thing.
It's altered my brain chemistry. It's like 2 months and every time someone's like, oh yeah, my bingo card or whatever. And I'm like, I got a dingo. I named it Bingo. And that's just in my head.
Sorry, I just remember this, but season 3, so we have Soldier Boy.
Yes.
But then you also have Temp V.
Yep.
And
Sure do.
oh my God. I think it's really interesting that when Butcher takes it, he gets Homelander's powers.
Yeah.
Because Huey gets like teleportation.
Oh yeah.
Inconvenient teleportation because he's fully nude.
Yep.
Post.
Sure is.
And if he teleports with somebody, they're naked too.
Yeah, but fan service.
No, because so I actually noticed this, right?
Yeah. The show really doesn't do a lot of fan service at all, really.
I noticed this mainly because when the show wants to show you something either hypersexualized or grotesque, they will.
Yeah.
But
Like the shrinking man in the vagina.
or the shrinking man in that guy's dick, and then he sneezes and then explodes the guy from inside his dick.
Yep.
I digress.
Because he did too much coke.
Yes, he did. Anyway, I also was thinking about that because he did the coke while he was tiny. Would you need to do less coke if your body is tiny?
Like, yeah, because the
Or-
coke's going to be bigger.
That's what I'm
To
saying.
you.
That's what I'm saying. So, but like, because you made yourself small, does your body still function and process how it would regular size or not? Because your organs are also smaller.
I'm gonna guess that it's because in The Boys, not all powers factor. Actually, how in comics they do, where they're like,
how things work all the way
where
through.
like Ant-Man's like, yeah, everything's the same.
Right.
Because it's convenient that way.
Right.
And The Boys doesn't really do conveniency, which I also think is funny because I'm not super on this area of the internet, but a lot of people are like, who would win in a fight, Homelander versus, fucking Omni-Man or Superman or whatever. And it's always really funny because people that have only ever really interacted with The Boys think Homelander solos anybody. And it's like, dude, Homelander is only the best in The Boys because there's nobody else that has like the same power set.
Yeah.
But like anyone like Omni-Man, Superman, like all of them could fucking wreck his
I was
shit.
gonna say, I feel like Homelander wouldn't lose in a fight purely because his powers aren't strong enough. But I think he would lose in a fight because
he's never had a challenge.
He's not smart enough.
He's also never been challenged.
Right. So I think in everything he's done, he's never had to try and like think about like, oh, how can I like go about this to like outmaneuver someone?
Yeah, like nobody's ever hit him stronger or been just as invulnerable.
Right.
That's the whole point with Soldier Boy. But like Soldier Boy still isn't necessarily like he's on his level, but also not.
What do you mean?
Like, they're kind of equal, right? But, like, Soldier Boy, like, Captain America would stomp Soldier Boy.
Soldier Boy in the past or Soldier Boy post-Russian Capsule? Because post-Russian Capsule, he's like a human bomb, but he doesn't die post-bombing.
Yeah. Even still. I mean, it makes people lose their powers, but, like...
I know, but I don't think Captain America could beat a literal bomb.
No, but I think he could beat him before he became the bomb.
I guess that's fair. But I feel like Soldier Boy seems like he's a smart fighter because pre-bomb...
But he's also a cocky piece of shit.
You're right. But pre-bomb, he seemed like he was good at hand-to-hand combat.
He just doesn't hit. He if he gets punched, it doesn't affect him.
Yeah, he punches real good.
Well, yeah. So like, he doesn't really fight. He just kind of.
I guess.
But my point is like,
I feel
there's
like
nobody that's like Homelander seems like such a big threat only because The Boys is so like grounded.
Right.
Where like even the people with powers. Their powers are usually shit. Like,
I guess that's fair.
Where, in any other like universe where other people and other powers exist, they're usually on such a massive
I don't know
scale.
because there's some powers where I feel like the Department of Superhero Affairs lady, Victoria, I think her name is. She has like the head exploding powers.
Right.
Like, that seems like a pretty fucking good power to me.
Yeah.
If she went up against Homelander, she would end it in 3 seconds.
Yeah. Well, it's... Yes. But, like, that's what I'm saying. Like, yes. Like, if she just thought his brain exploded.
Right.
Like, yeah. But what I'm saying is, like, people specifically put him up against the other Superman and
I understand what you're saying.
Analogies. That's not the word I'm looking for.
I see character types.
Yeah. That's where it's like people are like, Homelander, Omni-Man, Superman, etc. Like
Omni-Man would literally rip him in half.
Everyone's like, oh, Homelander would so fucking easily solo, and it's like,
no, he wouldn't.
Like, Homelander only seems strong because he's in a fucking pond. Mm-hmm. That makes him seem like he's the biggest fucking thing on the planet.
Yeah.
Yeah. Anyway, this is a side tangent.
What was I talking about? Temp V,
Soldier
Boy
giving Butcher powers, and then you said the sexuality. It's only.
Oh right, how I know because I was talking about Huey's.
Yeah, because it doesn't actually do it as fan service.
Teleporting, right? So when they want to show something,
but when I get to see Jack Quaid's abs, it's fan service to me.
When they show something that's like meant to be hypersexualized, they will.
Yeah.
But what I noticed interesting about, especially in terms of Huey's teleporting powers, because he ends up naked post teleportation, I noticed that in the scene where he teleports Starlight out of the battle or whatever it was, and they have their argument outside, they're both fully nude, and we see this like quite far away wide shot where you can tell that they're naked, but you're not really seeing anything. And then the rest of the shots for their argument are like essentially just shoulders up, which I thought was so
like not even cleavage. Like it's
just shoulder, which I thought was very interesting because even in, I don't know if it's this same season or in season 2 where Huey and Starlight, they have a sex scene together. That sex scene is filmed in a very tame way, almost like PG-13 kind of filming, or like, you know, like CW, how they'll have like racy scenes or whatever, but you can only do so much for television. And they film it in this way, and I thought that was like at first I was like, oh, that's weird that they made that choice, but then I was thinking, I'm like, maybe the actress has something in her like contract that she doesn't want to do like full nude or like breast shots or something like that, because it's not like they're shy of showing it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
On other characters, at least.
I mean, maybe, but I also think it might just be that like they're not. The point is that it's not supposed to be sexual,
right?
You know, where like it's just two people fighting. They just happen to be naked,
right?
And they're like, it's not the point.
But the reason why I thought it was interesting is because if you think about a show like Game of Thrones, where even in scenes where nothing particularly sexual is going on, but if somebody is, say, topless or pantsless, they'll show you.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Right.
Even if there's no like sexual context for the scene, they'll just show it to show it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So I did think that was interesting, the way they chose to shoot certain things, which I kind of like. I appreciate that it's not like constantly in your face, because when it is in your face, you notice it more.
Yeah.
It's more impactful, I think.
No, I agree. And like, I don't know. I also, so how did you feel about their relationship arc in general, but also like in season 3?
I feel like I really like them as a couple. I think they are very cute and wholesome together. And then in season 3, where Huey is having this like, I want to be able to save you, like just this one time kind of thing, even though this man is a whole ass hypocrite, because I don't know if hypocrite's the right word, but before they even started dating, she was like, it doesn't bother you that I'm literally better at everything compared to you, that I could kick your ass if I wanted to, or bench press you if I wanted to, right? That she has this whole thing, and he's like, no, that doesn't bother me at all.
If anything, it's kind of hot.
Right. So that was the exchange they had there. Fast forward to season 3, and I don't know if it's a part of it that temptation of the Temp V, because at this point, Billy's already done the Temp V.
Yeah.
And even with Huey seeing how violently ill it made him, he's like, maybe I could take some.
I think it's like a build-up over time of just him not feeling like he's contributing, and
right.
then he's taking it out on her.
I agree.
Not that it is necessarily her. It's just that he's feeling more and more inadequate in general.
He has no outlet to...
Yeah. And then he finally learns to open the jar. So he accepts that not everything is... that he can work on some things.
Right.
And not need her for everything.
Right.
Just like she doesn't need him for everything.
Right. But, like, I feel like their relationship is, in my opinion, the least toxic of the bunch.
Yeah.
Actually, I because I was going to say, except for maybe Frenchie and Kimiko, but they're not really, like, a romantic couple.
I was going to say, because... First of all, love Karen Fukuhara.
Yes.
But which, by the way, I learned someone I work with went to school with her.
Oh, cool.
Their friend was the roommates of her, and she was pretty chill. Smoked a lot of weed. It's pretty cool. I was like, all right, rad. That's all I needed to know. Yeah, because like when she's in the hospital, she's trying to say that she loves him or something, like that she wants to kiss or something, right? But then like they end up just being like, we should just be like brother sister, like close.
So what happens is when she's in the hospital, because she's lost her powers at that point because of Soldier Boy, they do kiss at some point, and then after that she decides that she tells him, she's like, that kiss felt weird.
Yeah.
And she was like, I don't think that's what this relationship is. It's something beyond that, something more than like just a significant other.
Yeah. Like, because she's the one that initiates it, right? He's like odd by it and kind of leaves.
Yeah, so she initiates the kiss, and he doesn't really know like what to think of it, because I'm pretty sure he still has that girlfriend or friends with benefits.
Yeah, I was like, I don't know if he's dating her.
I don't know that she's his girlfriend by title, but they're definitely like have a very close, intimate relationship. At least I think that's at least how it's presented. So afterwards, she's in the hospital and she's thinking about that, and she's like festering over it essentially, because she's like, oh, I freaked him out.
Mm-hmm.
And that's why she tells him when he does finally come back, like, I realize that's not even what I want. We're something more than something that would just be boyfriend, girlfriend, you know?
But then he came back. He wanted, if I remember correctly, he thought about it and came with flowers or something, right? Didn't he come back and was like, I do think I want this?
I don't
remember.
I don't think so.
No? Did that not happen?
I don't think so. Because she was having like, at some point she was thinking about like how he would react.
Yeah.
When he came back.
Yeah, I couldn't remember if when he came back he actually was like, I think I want this, and then she was like, I don't think I do. And he was like, oh, okay.
I don't know for sure, Z's, but I feel like no. And then after that, she decides she wants to have Compound V again. And she's like, oh, I'm choosing this time myself.
Right.
To have these powers and not somebody forcing me.
It.
Well, yeah, the team she is very helpful with it compared to just a regular person.
She's just immortal, right? That's her thing?
Yeah, she's just a regular person. But
No. She's immortal. That's her thing. Like, she
has like
her power is like regeneration, isn't it?
Yeah, like Wolverine type regeneration where it's very fast.
Yeah.
But actually, do you know this? Because I was thinking about this while I was watching this. If you have Compound V, is super strength a like base power that everyone gets? Because it seems like everyone is super strong.
I feel I don't think so, but I also, because Huey's not, right? He just teleports.
I guess that's fair.
So,
but he's only used his powers like twice.
Yeah, but I don't know. I would say my assumption would be no.
I guess the Deep doesn't really have super strength either.
Do we ever see him do anything that would make us think he doesn't?
I mean, there's that one very quick thing where it's like one of Starlight's first missions in the first season, and it's with the Deep post like sexual assaults, and she's just like, "Are you fucking for real right now?" And it's them stopping like some drug dealers or something.
Right.
I guess he's like strong enough.
But
I don't know that I would consider it super
it's just
strength.
a default, but I think it's just like super common. Because super strength is kind of always just
like a common side effect.
Just always like a common power,
I guess. And I don't think A-Train has super strength either.
Well, he technically has to have some amount of super strength because he can do the running and he can run through somebody and not die.
True.
So.
But I'm saying, like, I guess because we don't ever see him fight either, now that I'm thinking about it.
Yeah. I forgot Patton Oswalt voiced his gills.
Voiced his gills. What do you think of two questions. What do you think of Edgar? He's like the big boss man.
Yeah. I think he is an awful person, obviously, but he was able to keep Homelander in line.
Right.
And then once that went away, you realize, yeah, he was an awful piece of shit, but at least he was stopping the worst piece of shit from doing things he wanted.
He was the lesser of two evils.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. So I thought this was interesting, right? So like Homelander, he gets taken out of his position as like CEO or founder or whatever his big, he wasn't the founder, but whatever his like big title was.
Right.
And then Homelander's like, oh wait, I don't know how to fucking, like, there's a lot of random bullshit that I have to attend to now.
Yeah.
And
I feel so bad for the girl.
Ashley,
Yeah.
oh my god. I knew, and you know what's so funny? So I was tracking that, like, and noticed the amount of hair that she was pulling out. And I'm like, she has a surprising amount of hair for someone who's ripping out literal clumps out of her head. And then that scene where she like pulls off the wig, and I was just like,
The only thing she can control is herself.
I mean, yeah.
And she's wrestling for that.
She's not handling it well, but
Nope.
I can't really blame her.
Nope.
Yeah, so I was gonna ask what your thoughts on Edgar were, and then who is the first?
I'm always a big fan of like the subdued, calculating
villain.
Yeah.
Villain.
So.
And then what was her name? I can't remember her name. She was like dealing with the Seven on the business end in season 1 before her face got lasered off. Blonde, and she was like Homelander's mom fetish.
Oh. Yeah. The milk.
Yeah. The milk.
Yeah. I don't remember much about her now. I feel like she was just another like conniving means to an end.
I guess that's fair.
You know.
Although I do think like in season 2, after he lasered her face, he gets that one guy, the doppelganger, to like play her.
Yep.
And here's my thing, because I'm like, do you just have this guy trapped in this fucking cabin in the woods?
Yeah.
Like, that's so scary. And then that scene where he starts like transforming back into himself, and Homelander starts freaking out, and the guy's like, I'm sorry, like I can only hold it for so long, like it hurts my body to like contort into somebody else's body. And I'm just like, this is so weird.
Yeah, see, that's another one of those things where it's like in regular comics, it's like, yeah, you can just transform and stuff. Unless you're in an X-Men. If you're the X-Men, usually your powers can somewhat suck. But like where it's just like it hurts to be other people. Please.
Yeah.
You know? But what do you think of the like senator or whatever she is? The one that can blow people's minds up?
Yeah.
Cuz like did you expect it was her?
I'm trying to think. I don't think I thought it was her, because she seems so like, I don't know. She just, the way they were presenting her character, I felt like there was nothing for me to be like, oh, she's secretly evil.
Right.
You know what I mean? And so I do think that was a good twist. And I think it's a great power.
Just blowing people's minds up. Brains.
Yeah.
What does she do specifically again? Do you remember? Do you remember specifically what her power is?
I think it's, let me look it up, because I can't remember the like super
I just don't
suspicious.
remember her name, so I couldn't
Hold
look
on.
it up.
You talk, I'll look it up.
Oh, I got it. Victoria.
Victoria.
Yeah.
Oh, Victoria Newman.
Yeah.
I kept trying to think of her last name. and I couldn't think of it. Let's see. Villains Wiki.
Villains Wiki. Nice.
Let's see. Does it say? Oh, powers and skills. So the compound V that she had gives her blood manipulation, which is what allows her to do the head exploding.
Blood manipulation.
Imagine like blood bending.
Yeah.
Enhanced strength, enhanced durability, superhuman hearing, accelerated healing.
Yeah, that's random bullshit. Yeah, the blood bending.
Yeah, blood bending.
When they isn't that how the season 2 ends, when they get out of the car with the person that's finally gonna like put it to the 7, and then the person's head explodes?
The person they're gonna put in the 7?
No. The person that's gonna put it to the 7, like shut them down, like get it at whatever, like that. They pull up in the limo and they're like, "We did it, we won."
Oh, the woman at like the CIA.
Yeah, I think so.
I don't know if that's how season 2 ends, but I do think that is in season 2, and her head just gets.
Yep.
I think that's the first time we see the head popping.
Yeah, they really really just throwing buckets of blood on Jack Quaid.
And then actually, so we see the head popping there. That might have even been in season 1, because in season 1 at the beginning, the CIA lady is like, "Oh, I'll send you an edible arrangements for your funeral to Billy," and then it's her funeral, and he sends her an edible arrangements. And I think that's in season 1, because in season 2 they have I think a Congress meeting or some kind of trial or something. Every
single person,
and heads just start popping like pimples left and right.
Yep.
And I tell you, the sheer shock on my face, I was like.
So what do you think of Homelander's arc of I can do whatever, whatever, except he's being reined in, to then losing all hope that his life is falling apart, he can't do anything, and he has no powers, to then that moment where he realizes he can just do whatever the fuck he wants now.
He has that I am better monologue.
And he's in the crowd, he's just smiling, and he's like,
yeah, and then he laser beams a random civilian. I think this is right at the end of season 3.
I was gonna say, does he, or was that just in his mind? I know in his mind he lasers a lot of people.
No, I think he did that IRL.
Did he? It's been a minute.
It's right at the end of season 3.
Oh yeah, he does it. And that's when everyone's kind of cheering, isn't it?
And then people start clapping for him.
That's when
because
he
had
that moment.
Taken over. He already had his "I am better" speech, and there was some kind of commotion happening outside of the Vought office, and he has Ryan with him, and the piece of shit stepdad, Mother's Milk's daughter's stepdad, who idolizes Homelander. He's the one who starts clapping first, actually.
Yes. Yep.
I feel it, and a part of that arc though as well, about him realizing, because then he has that speech with Starlight of well, then I'll lose everything if she exposes him or whatever.
Yeah.
But then I'll have nothing to lose.
Now he has everything and can't lose anything.
But you know what I mean? But then I have nothing to lose if you expose me.
Yeah.
All bets are off.
It's true.
I don't know why, but that line to me was just so good. Anthony Starr, who plays Homelander, he's just so perfect for this role.
He really is.
He plays that
psychopath,
creepy, sociopath so well, and that fake sewn-on smile is just, it's so big and bright that you're just this is grotesque.
So all right, so remind me, because it has been a little bit of a minute. How do they not get Soldier Boy to stop him? What is it that they don't get the beam off on him again?
Because Homelander shows Soldier Boy his grandson, which is Ryan.
Right, because he's his kid.
Right.
Yeah. And so he switches sides.
Because originally, Soldier Boy was to Homelander "Oh, you're such a fucking disappointment," right?
Because he tells him he's dad, and he's like, "You're a fucking disappointment."
Yeah, because Soldier Boy's father said that he took like a shortcut by taking Compound V to become like a superhero.
Yeah.
And that he was a disappointment, and then it continues on.
Uh-huh.
And then I don't think this is in the same episode, but later on towards the climax, the way Homelander gets Soldier Boy to stop attacking is to be like, hey, but you got a grandkid.
Yes. I do remember
And
that
he
now.
could be...
That's what ruins it.
And he's trying to be like, he could be what neither of us achieved.
Yep.
You know what I mean? That's why they get him to stop attacking.
Yes.
Yeah.
That whole fight in the like newsroom
Yeah.
is incredible. And Huey finally learning like he can just support.
Yeah.
And just
Guy in
turns
the chair.
lights up. Yeah, it just turns all the lights up for her. And she just goes fucking nuclear.
Yeah.
Awesome. So cool.
Oh, you know, it's one thing that bothers me unrelated to all of this. It bothers me that Maeve can't fly.
Why?
I just feel like because she's
Wonder Woman clone?
she's a Wonder Woman clone. She should at least be able to fly because outside of that, what does she have? Super strength and excellent combat skills. That seems like she got the short end of the stick. Like, why is she in the 7?
To be fair, Wonder
'Cause
Woman's
she's pretty?
flying doesn't make much sense either. She used to have a invisible jet for the reason that she couldn't fly.
I guess that's fair.
They were just like, the jet's stupid. Just let her fly. You know, like there was like that
They
was
were like, this jet is cumbersome.
like that was essentially what ended up being the reason. Let's be real. It's just give her fucking flight.
Yeah.
You know, like, but I like that they got Maeve on their side
Yes.
because she's part of the team, right? She's part of the boys, or she die? I don't remember.
No. So what happens is she stands up to Homelander
Yep.
because Homelander was threatening her, I think, ex-partner. I don't think they were together anymore.
Right.
And he actually outed her on like national live television.
Yep, and they do all the gay pride stuff because well, even though she doesn't want to be doing it.
Well, I mean, the only reason why she's not out is because she doesn't want Homelander to know that she has somebody that she loves.
Yeah.
So that he can hurt them.
Yep.
That was the whole reason why it was a secret.
Yeah.
So he outs her on national television, which, yikes.
Uh-huh.
And then, of course, Vought is like, oh, wait, people love this? Shill.
Yep.
So she is siding with the boys and helps them towards the end of season 3. But what happens is because I think Soldier Boy is going to like blow up Vought with his self bomb. She like jumps out like a window with him.
Oh,
So
yeah.
it doesn't explode the building and kill everybody in the building, but like in the air kind of a thing.
Yeah.
But she doesn't die from that. And then she goes into hiding
Yes.
afterwards. I think
Right.
that's like the last episode.
She loses her powers.
She loses her powers, and her ex-partner go into hiding together.
Yes, I do remember that now.
Yeah.
There's a lot of shit that happens in the show.
There is a lot of shit. Actually, speaking of which, there's a lot of shit going on. Do you remember A-Train's girlfriend? What was her name?
No, not really.
She had kind of a lame power. She had like spikes coming out of her forearms. Pop Claw, that's what it was.
Oh. Yeah.
and-
He didn't really
and they
like
were
her,
like-
though, right?
Huh?
He didn't really like her, though, right?
No, he was like deeply in love with her.
Or she didn't give a shit about him?
No. So the thing is, he did love her, but as A-Train and being a celebrity and whatever, like part of his brand is that he's
Right.
always single and available.
Yeah.
So he felt like if I introduce my girlfriend to the world, my like numbers and blah 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 will go down. So she kept being like, you should say that we're a couple, or at least allude to the fact that you have a girlfriend. But he
Right.
kept not doing it. And the other thing was they were both doing Compound V together as like a steroid, essentially.
Right. Doesn't she, like, overdose?
Well, so what happens is she gets caught by the boys with the Compound V. Actually, what happens is they go into her apartment pretending to be like internet guys, and they hack into her computer systems.
Right.
And then she can't pay her rent, so she does a little sexy time for her landlord. But then because she was on the Compound V, she was having too much good time, and she crushes his head with her thighs. Yeah. And they have it on tape.
Yeah, I did forget about that.
Yeah. So then A-Train puts her into hiding after that and then kills her because she won't tell him who he told about the Compound V.
Right.
He kills her by like faking an overdose on her.
Yes. I do remember that now. And it's, yeah.
Wait, does season 3 end with A-Train dying of a heart attack?
I thought he doesn't die.
No, because the first time he has a heart attack, he doesn't die.
Mm-hmm.
And then I think the second time when he's trying to do his like rebrand to be more like African nation centric, to be like, oh, I'm going.
And they parody the Pepsi commercial.
They parody which I did think was really funny. And he like gets the new costume or whatever, and then the brother's like, bro, what are you doing? And A-Train's like, oh, I'm rebranding because I want to like go back to my roots. He's like, that's not why don't you actually come to where we live and help the people there? That would be more useful than like a press conference.
Right.
So he starts trying to like be more genuine about it.
Mm-hmm.
And then he sees a hero who's like being more aggressive with like young African Americans, and he's like, yo, that's not right. So then he starts like kind of having a back and forth with this guy.
Right.
But then he sees that nothing's going to happen to the guy after he's being overly aggressive. So he decides to go after him himself because he's not supposed to run anymore because of the Compound V. It will kill him.
Right.
Give him a heart attack. And I think he kills the guy, but it also kills him. He has a heart attack and dies.
I think that might be right, yeah.
Yeah.
Wild.
Yeah.
Fun times.
Fun times. Everyone's dying.
Everyone's dying.
Dropping like flies.
But for the better.
I guess so. But Billy and Huey are like right on the edge of death. Because the Temp V, you can only take it so many times before it kills you.
Right. Yeah.
Which
Well,
I feel like was a smart, like, what's the word for it? Not like buffer, but like downside or payment for the superpowers.
Right.
Because you can't just have the Temp V and be like, oh, I'll just take it constantly whenever I need it.
Oh, yeah. You like why a reason built in for why they don't just everybody just takes it to be on the same playing field.
Right.
Yeah. I understand what you mean. No, yeah, makes sense. And I think Huey's done with it though.
I think post the whole like blow up with Starlight, yes.
Yeah.
But before that blow up, they found out that if you take it X amount of times, like you're only gonna have so much longer to live. That was the whole thing because
because Butcher doesn't give a shit.
Because at the very end of season 3, like in I think the very last scene, Butcher only has like 18 months to live.
Yeah.
He goes to the doctor, and they're like, yeah, broski, it's not looking good.
Yeah, and he's like, whatever. I was never planning on living anyway.
I was gonna say, not that he has anything to live for, and that like his wife is dead, and that like his almost surrogate son is dead too. Not dead, but
the son is.
Sorry,
he's dead to the son.
He's definitely dead to the son, from his own making.
Yes.
Which honestly, that scene where he's like, "What if I don't want to look at you because you're the reason my wife is dead?" I was just like, "Oh my god, traumatizing."
Yeah, but Butcher was never gonna be a good dad.
I mean, I agree in that, like, he is entirely selfish, and
he's self-destructive.
He is to the point of being self-destructive. I don't think he can. He doesn't know how to like view things in a bigger picture.
Yeah, it's just if I kill Homelander, everything's over.
Yeah, if I kill Homelander, everything will go back to how it was.
And it's justified no matter what.
Right.
Yeah.
Any extremes that I have to go to, the ends justify the means.
Yeah. And everybody else in the boys is like, but no though.
Yeah, but I feel like even like, Billy as Ryan's dad or Homelander as Ryan's dad.
Neither. He should be an orphan. He'll end up better.
He should be an orphan on the streets.
Send that kid on the streets. Send him to an orphanage. He'd end up better.
Okay, but that's not the question.
Yeah, but that's the answer I'm giving. Billy.
I agree.
It can't be Homelander.
I just think because Homelander, like...
Homelander's a sociopath. No,
Yeah.
like sociopaths can't raise people.
Yeah. But do you think Ryan is at an age where, like, having Becca as his mom, because he's like 12 years old, I want to guess?
Around there.
Around 12. I feel like at least the most critical development period.
I would say that, but then he started believing Homelander at the end, so clearly.
I guess that's fair. But he is at an age where, like, he's very, easily influenced.
Yeah, so you wouldn't want Homelander to be there.
I guess. But
And like,
even if he was
if
with...
Homelander was just like, if we're talking like Solo, right? Like everything else out of the equation. Like if Homelander's gone, Billy's still gonna be fucked up.
Right.
But I think he would be a better person.
Right.
He'd be at least be able to like just live with the sun, you know?
Because I feel like when Homelander is like kind of taking care of Ryan and he's with what's that woman's name?
Stormfront?
No, Marlin or Marley or Marvin. She was like the woman that recruited Billy into this non-ending hellscape of hunting soups.
Yeah, she dies, right?
Does she die?
Doesn't she?
Oh.
Doesn't he go to her house? Billy?
He does go to her. No.
Homelander?
He goes to her house because he's seeing Ryan. She has him in like a secret location.
I thought she... yeah.
And then Homelander finds it
Right.
so he can take Ryan.
Uh-huh.
But I don't know if he kills her.
I don't remember.
Hold on, let me look that up. Cuz I'm really trying to think.
But what about her? Like, what were you bringing her up for?
A reason.
Okay, well then let's move on. 'Cause,
Okay. Oh, we're almost
yeah.
at time. Sorry about that.
Yeah, I've also heard that Gen V is fantastic.
I've heard that
surprisingly, because I feel like every spin-off show usually sucks.
I've only seen like very short things here and there from it, but in terms of like quality, it seems like it's just as good. Imagine like The Boys, but essentially like a younger cast.
Yeah, that's basically Justin loves it. He thought it was great.
Oh, gotcha.
So, at some point, I'll probably get around to actually like watching it.
And I like, at least from what I've seen, which hasn't been like a lot, but it seems like it's pretty well tied in with The Boys. It's not like, you know how like sometimes spin-offs can feel like detached
Yeah,
from the main property.
What I heard was that it takes place between season 3 and 4, and they were like, but you do not have to watch it to get season 4, which is good because there's too many things requiring homework.
Also, I don't know if this is, you would say this is called homework, but I recently found that on YouTube, there's a Vought International YouTube channel.
Okay.
Where it's like a bunch of like 30-second to 1-minute videos that is like in universe The Boys content. Interesting. Which I actually thought was really a very clever like marketing gimmick, if you will.
Right.
So the one that I just happened to see, because it actually came up on my recommended, was like Ashley, and this is post, I guess, Homelander lasering the guy in that like protest or whatever, and it's Ashley like giving like a press release statement being like, Homelander, like, yeah, he did that, but like it wasn't because of X, Y, and Z, and we stand with Homelander, like this whole thing. And they have like quite a few videos. I haven't watched all of them, but I think it's like a genius marketing strategy.
Yeah, no, that makes sense. That's pretty cool.
And like I think it's cool in that like they're very small things to watch, so it's easy to get through. But like it's a nice little like further in-depth universe building, which I appreciate.
Yeah, no, I agree.
Yeah, I thought that was cool.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I agree. I think it's a fantastic show, and it's brutal in just the right ways.
Yeah, right amount of brutal too, because it's not too much.
No. And I'm very excited for season 4.
Same disease. That's coming out in 24?
I think so.
Yay.
So, yeah, I wonder how long it's gonna go. It's got to be maybe one more season after this, if that. I don't know. The Boys kind of went on for a little while, but like
the comic.
Yeah, but who knows? All right, well, that's
The Boys.
The Boys. Hey, I'm gonna do this outro. It's your pick for Anime Club, so think of something. So thanks for watching this week's episode of the Vaguely Anime Podcast. Hopefully, my slightly less informed version of The Boys, since I haven't watched it in a minute, and Sage's also somehow less informed version of The Boys after just watching it.
I don't think it's that it's less
interesting.
I don't think that it's less informed. It's just like I have a lot of the broad strokes, but like episode to episode details is like hard to remember. You know what I mean?
So less,
because a lot does happen
detailed.
per episode.
Yeah, it does. Yeah. So hopefully that was interesting. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, leave a review, follow. Check out Cat the Moonstar on Twitch, and you have 4 weeks to watch a show that Sage is looking for, because this is recorded before we record.
I didn't
the
realize.
Anime Club.
I that's my fault.
It is a circle. If it's
No,
then it's to you.
No, it's that fact that I didn't realize that this was airing post. If that makes sense.
Well, yeah, because we were going to be recording.
I know.
To be fair, I forgot about that until right now.
Okay, see, so it's not just me.
Can
you just cut to whatever it is?
Yeah, sure. And cut to, we'll be watching March Comes In as a Line. You got 4 weeks to do that, so get to it. 24 episodes, and we will see you guys. 22 episodes, so we will see you guys next week for whatever it is that we talk about.
Yeah.
Bye.
Bye.